A meteorologist at a television station in Rochester, New York, was fired on Sunday after he seemingly used a racial epithet while saying Martin Luther King Jr.'s name. So on WHEC Channel 10's Friday broadcast, meteorologist Jeremy Kappell was speaking about Martin Luther King Jr. Park, but he could be heard saying something else while saying his name.
It was great. This is the way it looked out at Martin Luther King Jr. Park. Yeah.
So that clip was very quick. You could hear that he did correct himself, but
very quickly.
But what it sounded like was him saying Martin Luther King Jr. Park. Or I don't even think he said Jr. I think he just said Park. But it did sound like he said Coon and then he changed it to King. So he was fired. He was fired on Sunday. This was just a couple of days afterwards. And of course, it sparked a lot of backlash. A lot of people were upset about it because he said, it sounded very clearly like Coon. And now he has apologized for it. Okay?
Yeah, him and his wife did a live stream.
Yeah, they did a live stream on Facebook.
What looked to be an emotional live stream.
Oh, man, yeah. If you're just judging the wife's kind of expressions.
You would have thought that, like, their dog died or something like that.
Yeah. And see, well, we have a picture of that, and then we have some words that he said on this live stream. He said, what happened on Friday, to me, it's a simple misunderstanding. If you watch me regularly, you know that I tend to contain a lot of information in my weathercast, which forces me to speak fast. And unfortunately, I spoke a little too fast when I was referencing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So fast to the point where I jumbled a couple of words. In my mind, I knew I mispronounced, but there was no malice. I had no idea the way it came across to many people. So, look, that video that he put out there on Facebook, again, he did apologize, okay? And I don't know him from anybody, okay? Yeah. I've never heard of him before. I don't know his past. I don't know any of that. Just the way it came across, it did seem like he was apologetic. I can't get a feeling as to whether he meant to say that or if it came out because of his past. Because
or it came out
because of his feelings about.
I was about to say, or if it came out because he has some sort of something, I don't know, subconsciously buried.
Yeah, like some racist feelings that emerged unconsciously when referencing Martin Luther King.
Yeah, and most people use that term incorrectly anyway. So I just don't know. And like you said, just listening to his response and then, I guess considering the fact that it doesn't look like he has a past of any sort that would point to, I don't know, bigotry. Like I said, it was the first time we heard this dude.
First time.
So it's not like I took time to, go stalk this dude's Twitter
right.
or his Facebook
But nothing else
post.
has come out about
Nothing
him,
else has come out. So, I mean, I'm just inclined to believe that it was a slip-up.
But damn.
But damn, you got, if you got fired because of a slip-up, I'm like, ooh, man.
But let's think about, or let's kind of just talk about a little bit about that it was a slip-up. He said that he was talking too fast. Now, King does not sound like Coon. If you kind of jumble, maybe like the King June, King June, King June, King June,
King June, King June, Cocoon June, Cocoon June, Coon June, Coon June.
It's possible.
It's possible, but it's not.
It's very unlikely.
It's very unlikely.
But I will give him that it's possible. For me, it's like, I can't imagine anybody, even if you were a racist, I can't imagine anybody actually intentionally doing that because there will be some negative backlash. There will definitely be controversy.
And that's the thing. He has a job where he is being recorded.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Every single day. You can replay that over and over again. So
it wouldn't make sense
for me to think that he would be like, yo, son, man, I'm going to slip this in here, like tonight prime
None's
time.
the wiser.
I'm going to slip this in here while I'm giving people the weather forecast and I'm gonna try to troll everybody real quick and see if I get caught. I just can't believe that.
But like you were talking about, is this something that it was a feeling, that emerged because of his,
some
some racist type of
deep down, like
yeah.
buried grand wizard or whatever, grand dragon, whatever they call him, a grand wizard spirit that kind of gets conjured up every now and then amongst white men.
It's possible,
and it's not necessarily their fault. It's just a spirit. But no, for real. But for real.
It's possible, though.
But like, is he the only one that this like kind of Martin Luther King speech impediment has affected?
Nah, actually not. And so going back, this has actually happened at least 2 other times. So in 2010, Mike Greenberg, who is, he's a mainstay on ESPN. Now he hosts the morning show, on ESPN. But back in 2010, he was a part of Mike and Mike, which is a very well-known program that ended just a short time ago. But he, like this meteorologist, said the same exact thing. It came across the same exact way. Martin Luther King.
And the quick King afterwards.
Yes. It sounded the exact same way.
Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio, talking football with you on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday.
Now, the same thing happened with him. He did apologize. He said, there's no way that he meant to say that. He was retained. He didn't get fired from ESPN. And like I said, he's still on ESPN. This was 9 years ago. So he stayed in his profession. And really, he's on a national broadcast. He is fed to all parts of the country and world. So it's just interesting that, ESPN was like, hey, you just apologize. You got to set that right. But just this, this one local station in Rochester, New York was like, it's too much, no mas, hey, no more, you got to go. So it's just interesting. And then actually even before that, way back in the day, there was a guy by the name of Joseph Smitherman. Joseph Smitherman. And this was, he was the mayor of Selma, Alabama. Now, this guy was not, an advocate of Martin Luther King Jr.
Or black people in general.
No. He talked about Martin Luther King Jr. as like he was an agitator. So in this kind of speech that he was given about outside agitators, i.e. Martin Luther King Jr., he's, presumably he slipped up and said the same thing. Now, his was a little elongated, but still he quickly, tried to rectify it and be like, nah, I didn't mean that, King, I didn't mean that.
We've had in our area here outside agitation groups of all levels. We've had Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King.
So, I don't know if you would give him the benefit of the doubt just because of, who he is. But the other two, I don't know. If it really was just a mistake, man, and this meteorologist got fired, man, that's a sad way to go out, man. That's a horrible way to go out. And again, like you were saying about the Facebook Live video with his wife. His wife, you could see the
pain on her face.
Like they have been through it.
Yeah, I know, man. I think it would be like just maybe out of place to like, I guess, speculate about this man's entire life, about his entire worldview because of this slip up. And it very well could have been a slip up because we all slip up.
It could have been.
When we talk.
Yeah.
It's I guess in their situations, Mike's situation and this dude's situation, they got to talk real fast.
They do.
So and they have more opportunities to slip up.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Maybe there's something bigger going on. Maybe it's like the spirit of Martin Luther King. Maybe it's the spirit of Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? Unhappy with the state of the world, going around possessing the minds of, random white men. And
on TV.
Yeah, and making them do coon slip-ups. And for an instant come down with like, I don't know, like a paranormal coon tongue. Like every time they try to say his name. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe there's something bigger that we don't understand.
Like if this was like an isolated situation, it'd be like, damn, nah, we can't excuse that. But then, like I said, you notice at least 2 other situations. Like
2 other situations, so that's 3 times.
Same way, too.
So yes, same way. So that points to a trend to me, man. You see what I'm saying? That points to a trend. So I might be contacting some black pastors. You see what I'm saying? Because there definitely needs to be some sort of like collective coon demon exorcism.
Now,
You know, because so this shit don't happen again.